Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our town council meeting this Tuesday, August 11th, 2026. Thank you for attending. Roll call. Kat Berry.
Here.
David Harwood.
Here.
Doug Matheson.
Here.
Melissa
Here.
Tausche. Thank you. And Wayne is out taking care of good family issues out west, so he will not be joining us tonight, but he will be in our thoughts and our votes. So, that being said, would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All righty, council. Approval of minutes, July 14th, 2025, regular and closed sessions. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any changes that you would like to address with Hillary? Okay. Kat? David?
Aye.
Doug? Aye. Melissa? Okay. All right. Regular agenda adoption. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Any request of changes on the agenda? Okay.
Aye.
Kat says aye. David?
Aye.
Doug?
Aye.
Melissa?
Aye.
Thank you. All right, consent agenda. Monthly department reports, tax releases and refunds, U.S. Bank personal property, Blowing Rock Properties, release penalty fees, budget amendment 2026-07, resolution for abandonment of a portion of Goforth Road, policy on the prohibition of viewing pornography on government networks and devices. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion
Okay.
to accept it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, normally no discussion on consent, so we will vote. Kat?
Aye.
David?
Aye.
Doug?
Aye.
And Melissa? Very good. Okay, consent agenda passes. Public comments. If you would like to speak for 3 minutes, address Hillary over here, and if you'd like to talk for 2 minutes. Okay, all right, okay, thank you. All right, moving right along. Presentation, Watauga County Comprehensive Transportation Plan. Ruben Crumley, and is it Hanson? Very good. Very good. Please.
Great. Mayor, Council, thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight. And want to give you all an overview of the Watauga County Comprehensive Transportation Plan and just kind of let you all know what this process is all about. So I'm going to try to see if this, maybe I got to point at that. Okay. So the main reason we are here is because this is old. So the Watauga CTP is being updated. It's what we have on the books now is from 2013, so it's time for this plan to be updated. Just turn this way, maybe. So a CTP is a state-mandated plan per General Statute 136-66.2, and I won't bore you by reading the title. But just the big takeaway here is it's mandated by the state of North Carolina. Also, part of this legislation is that it requires that local areas have a current land use development plan that is less than 5 years old prior to receiving any planning assistance from the department. The good news is Watauga County and all its municipalities meet that requirement, so we were able to move forward with this study. So what is a CTP? Let's dive in a little bit deeper here. It is a long-range, needs-based plan with a 25 to 30-year planning horizon. It represents consensus on a future transportation system for the entire county. It's multimodal in nature, meaning that modes of highway, public transportation, bicycle, pedestrian. I've got rail up there. We're not thinking of Tweetsie here, so just forget that mode. And then again, this will satisfy that statute that I had mentioned previously. It is developed cooperatively between NCDOT, municipalities, counties, metropolitan and/or rural planning organizations. In this case, it's the High Country Rural Planning Organization, or RPO for short. Community stakeholders, and of course, the public is going to have their say as well throughout the process. It's adopted. Once this document is finalized and ready to go, you're going to see us again. And it's adopted locally by local governments, the RPO, and then the last approval is the North Carolina Department of Transportation Board of Transportation that approves it. And so this note here at the bottom is important because the adoption is the first step in the development of transportation projects for Watauga County. The CTP identifies solutions to various transportation issues throughout the county, whether it be highway, bicycle, pedestrian, public transportation, or other modes. Supports a community-adopted vision, which we're working with the steering committee currently to firm that vision up, and allows for the communities to consider all modes, as I had mentioned previously. And so the results of the CTP process, or recommendations that are going to be contained in the document itself, they feed into what's called the transportation project prioritization process. And so when I solicit transportation projects for funding consideration in the State Transportation Improvement Program, this is typically the document where those projects come from. So that's why it's very important to have this updated. Let's see if I've got anything else. Also, the process facilitates accountability through a formal public involvement process. We are getting ready, you're going to see information about a survey for this. We're going to be covering Watauga County like I do in an effort to get the word out on that. It also considers environmental resources and geographic region area constraints. And we all know, living in the mountains, we have some geographical area constraints. If it's not a mountain, it's a river or a cliff, you know. So anyway, and then lastly, provides detailed information on project proposals. So that's one of my favorite bullets is the last one, because the CTP has some very specific project sheets that identify each transportation project recommendation that's going to be in it. So that's ultimately what we're looking for when it comes to the CTP. So I think that is it for my slides, Ruben, and I will turn it over to you.
So hopefully my coordination will work this way. Thank you. So continue on. Why develop a CTP? One, it's the first steps in DOT project delivery process, which you see at the bottom of the screen. And the CTP identifies existing and future transportation needs. And the projects or proposals through the CTP, they should be in the CTP before being considered for funding through DOT. And then also, DOT refers to the CTP when implementing its Complete Streets policy, which includes multimodal facilities. And the CTP provides a link between the land use decisions and future transportation system decisions. So there are 7 steps that a project goes through. And first, of course, long range, which is what the CTP represents, determining the needs. And then prioritization, which is what David was speaking of in the scoring, his process that he uses for projects and with the division. And then program development, which is funding. And then the project planning, they try to minimize the impacts to the transportation system. And then project design, which is when you see the maps, you see lines, but the design is the detailed typical sections, and then acquiring right-of-way. Then next is construction, and then last is maintenance and operations. Which button did you press? The arrow, big arrow. Okay. Okay. CTPs are need-based, as David spoke. And the CTP recommendations, they identify the transportation needs. We try to provide reasonable proposals, and it's based on data-driven analysis and public input. So, CTPs develop project proposals and use data from other plans. One of the plans is the State Transportation Improvement Program, which is where the funding is shown, and then the local land use development or land use plans, the local and statewide transportation plans, and the local and statewide bike ped and transit plans. And information from these plans and other data go through the CTP analysis process. So with our CTPs, generally it takes between 12 and 18 months or longer. So with the typical process, there are actually 7 phases, but they're showing the 5, which is 2 through 6. And right now we're in the develop the local vision phase. And currently that's been completed as far as the vision statement and the goals and objectives. So after that, we go through the process with the survey. We'll be looking to go to phase 3, which is the system assessment. And also with this particular study, it is part of the travel demand model, which I'll speak of a little later, which is the 5 counties. CTPs are done in maybe 3 different plans. The county plan, which is Watauga, and the MPO or Metropolitan Planning Organization, or it can be in a regional study, which is in an RPO area. Okay, and as I spoke before, the travel demand model, the TDM, the state is showing all the different travel demand models within the state or proposed travel demand models. And in the red circle, dotted circle, you see the high country RPO travel demand model. And there are 5 counties. The 5 counties included, even though the RPO has 7, the 5 that are depicted are Allegheny, Ashe, Avery, and Watauga, and Wilkes. Okay, so what is a travel demand model? Now, the travel demand model is a computer-generated tool we use to simulate existing and future travel patterns and efficiencies within a defined transportation network based on data, with the CO data, certified occupancy, employment, which is verified, school enrollment, public transit visitor trips, and so forth. Now, this model is used to predict how changes are made in size and character of households, businesses, schools, etc., that impact the transportation system in the future. So, this reflects the travel pattern based on mode choice. Now, how is a travel demand model used? Well, we're using this travel demand model to develop the Watauga County CTP. It also makes it easier to develop other CTPs within the travel demand model for the other counties, or a regional study. So, of course, we are developing the Watauga County CTP, and it is guided by input from you all, the locals, and there's a team, the Travel Demand Coordinating Committee, in partnership with DOT and the High Country RPO. Okay, this is what the front cover of the new CTP will look like. We just adopted the Allegheny County CTP by the board in November. And here are a few pages inside what we call the core document. There's also another part called the appendix, and that's where all the detailed technical information is located. Okay, and in the core document, there are basically these 4 maps that are part of the CTP maps. It used to be there was an adoption sheet, and the bike and ped were separated, but now they made it where the bike and ped is together. So, and then we have the recommendations list, and the modes of transportation: highway, bicycle and pedestrian, public transportation, and rail. Is that it? Oh, wait. Okay. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, thank you. Are there any questions? Oh, wait, is there? That's it? Okay,
That's it. Good job.
thank you.
Mayor, council, any questions? I know that's a lot of information to take in.
So we're not planning a rail line from Boone to Blowing Rock? Okay.
When you fill out the survey, Mayor, if you want to tweet that in
work with
there.
you on that one, I'm sure.
But there's more to come on this. We just wanted to kind of get out in front of everybody, let you know that it's coming. That's the main reason we're here, so it's not a surprise. You know, read it in the paper or something like that.
In that survey.
Okay.
The survey is going to be coming out. Yeah, we just wanted to introduce ourselves and let you know what's going on. But we're happy to answer.
Where's home?
Where's
home?
home?
Yes.
For me, I live in Zionville.
He's from Blowing Rock. He's a
I
Blowing Rock
I grew
boy.
up in this town,
Yeah.
though. Yeah. I remember when there was Story's Soda Shop and Craig's Grocery. Those are the years I grew up in
You're not old
Blowing Rock.
enough to remember that.
Yeah, believe it or not. Yeah. But it's great to be back.
Thanks for supporting the community.
Yeah.
Thank
glad to-
you.
Dave.
And yourself, home?
I'm a native Wilmingtonian,
Ah,
and, but we live in the Raleigh area.
you came up for the cooler air.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
David, I want to ask you a couple of questions if you can. This is, you're getting ready to get started into the planning stages of this. And will this look at some road improvements along with this? The reason I ask that is you and I, met and they had told us about extending down past the station down there, a turn lane to make that safer, So that's when some comments like that will come in.
So, smaller projects like that, the division can handle those typically without having to go through this process.
Okay.
This is more of a long-range, larger capital.
The boom bypass.
Yeah, that is definitely going to be a project that gets looked at throughout this. And see.
And is it still to where counties can buy in or towns can buy in and move, help fund and move the projects up? I've noticed I've seen some of that.
In the prioritization process, when a project advances far enough, there are opportunities where local governments can contribute money to advance them quicker. Yes, that's true.
Questions, council?
No.
John? Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.
All right, on to the regular agenda. Town of Blowing Rock and Blowing Rock Brewery property exchange. I'm going to lead off with Joey on this one.
Sounds good.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, you may. David's going to recuse himself for these two sections. So, yes, you may. Yes. Careful. You got the floor, Joey.
All right, so the first item on this list is the exchange of property between the town and Blowing Rock Brewery. This involves two pieces of land. The town's piece of land is a 2.057 acre tract. It's located across the entrance of Food Lion, across 321 right now, which is vacant land there. And then the piece of land that we are trying to acquire is a 3.87 acre tract. It's located off of, at the intersection of 321 Edmondson, right across from the visitor center there, also a vacant piece of land. We went ahead and did property appraisals in August of last year. and there was a difference in value. So to account for that, in addition to just exchanging the land, we are also, the brewery is also requesting an additional $240,000 to make up that, or help make up that difference. So these are the two pieces of land that are part of this first item. We'll handle the second item separately.
Right.
But does anybody have any questions as far as this goes?
Council, questions? I mean, we've been over this numerous times. So please, if you have any questions, ask Joey. If not, one of you will need to make a motion to approve.
Well, I make a motion that the town council approve the two agreements for purchase and sale of land as drafted between the town and Boone Brewing Company, LLC, and authorize the town manager to execute all necessary documents to finalize the associated real estate closings. I further move that town council approve budget amendment ordinance number 2026-08, resolution to authorize the filing of an application to issue debt, and the reimbursement resolution regarding the town's capital purchase and debt issuance.
Good job, Kat.
Thank you.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any additional discussion? Okay, Kat?
Aye.
Doug?
Aye.
Melissa? Okay, all right, that passes. Now, to the next step.
All right, so the next item is the sale of property from the town to Watauga County. This would be for the newly acquired tract that was just part of the previous item. Once we acquire that, we plan to, there's a plan to sell that to Watauga County pursuant to the terms of the contract.
Who would like to make a motion?
I would.
Okay,
I make a motion that town council approve the agreement for purchase and sale of land as drafted between the town and Watauga County, and authorize the town manager to execute all necessary documents to finalize the associated real estate closing, with the closing contingent upon the closing of the purchase and sale of land entered into by the town and Boone Brewing Company, LLC, for the purchase and sale of a 3.87 acre tract of land as described in Watauga County Deed Book 2285 at page 370.
Second.
council, do we have a motion? We have a second?
Second.
Second. Any additional discussion?
Just glad that we're finally going to see an ambulance base in Bowen Rock after all this time. So it's been a lot of hard work on everybody's side. So I'm really looking forward to putting this behind us and the future of getting it started. So,
All right, how you vote?
Aye.
Doug?
aye.
Aye.
Very good. Now, I will say, thanks to Watauga County Commissioners. I see we have a representative here. Is that Ronnie back there?
Andrew Evan coming in the door here.
Is he always late? He's always late.
Only 6:30.
You know, Braxton and Ronnie and all the commissioners, Todd, have done a great job of working with the town and bringing this to fruition. As Doug had said, for 40 years, or 38 years, I guess, what was it, Doug? We've been trying to get transport close to Blowing Rock once again. And thanks to the county commissioners and the town council, Blowing Rock Town Council, the new Watauga County EMS system, Of course, Blowing Rock Fire and Rescue, this is coming to fruition. But a very important part of this that made it happen is the Blowing Rock Brewing and Ale House, or Boone Brewing Ale House, or Alias, or whatever, but they reduced their price, and thanks to them, they made this possible because they own the property at Edmonston and 321. So as mayor, my thanks to all those involved that made this happen. And I'm sure that base will be open in a couple of months. Sure. But thank you, Town Council. Thanks for all those involved. I think this is definitely a good thing for our community. So. All righty. Council Ordinance 2026-02, speed limit on Green Hill. Mrs. Duranian.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. Presented in this evening's packet is a proposed draft ordinance for Town Council to modify Town Code to follow up on the direction of Council at the July 2026 meeting and a previous meeting where the speed limit was reduced on Green Hill Road. This proposed draft ordinance 2026-02 reduces the speed limit on Green Hill Road from 35 and 25 miles per hour to 20 miles per hour for the full length within the town limits.
Council, do I have a motion to approve that ordinance or the,
So moved.
do I have a second?
Second.
Any additional discussion? Kat?
Aye.
David?
Aye.
Doug?
Aye.
Melissa?
Aye.
Okay. All righty. Let's see here. Proposed ordinance. Now, council, you can vote on this evening if you wish. This was requested by North Carolina DOT, correct? And this is restriction of through trucks on Green Hill, and our town manager will give us the details.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. The draft ordinance 2026-03 that's presented in this evening's packet for your consideration. This is for restricting through trucks on Green Hill Road is prepared. It's been prepared for Town Council. This draft would include Green Hill Road in the list of streets that's already in the ordinance, restricting truck traffic with more than 2 axles. Chief Kirk's staff recommendation covered several concerns that were discussed in the July council meeting. He's also here if you would like to hear further from him this evening on this matter. The concerns regarding tractor trailers, oversized vehicles, and commercial traffic using Green Hill Road are well-founded, according to his staff recommendation presented at the last meeting. Green Hill Road contains narrow travel lanes, limited shoulders, numerous curves, and constrained sight distances that make it less suitable for large commercial vehicles. So if council has any more questions that they'd like to ask of Chief Kirk, he's here, or if you would like to move forward with approving this draft ordinance, you can do so.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the proposed ordinance as presented.
Do we have a second?
A second.
Any discussion?
I have a question on enforcement. How will this be enforced? And I mean, I know it's going to be a difficult thing to enforce. If somebody gets stuck, you obviously know they were on there.
It would be enforced like any other moving violation from the police department. Moving violations per code or $100 per citation. So it would be addressed in the same manner as any other moving violation.
And will there be sign, this will allow us to move the sign to 321, correct?
Yes.
Where will there be a sign at the other end of Green Hill?
With DOT, DOT, since the last meeting, contacted me requesting that we pass an ordinance so that they could put the appropriate signage up in their area as well.
Okay, so it will be on both ends.
That's
Thank you.
strict- That's up to DOT.
Okay,
But that is what they've
But
relayed
that's
to me.
the-
Yes.
okay, thank you.
And they will do new signage. The sign on Green Hill's ours,
Okay.
from what I was told. Is that not correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right, we have a first, we have a second. Any other discussion? No?
Aye.
David?
Aye.
Doug?
Aye.
Melissa? Okay, very good. Very good. Could have made Green Hill a toll road. Okay, moving right along. USDA Water Sewer Improvement Project. Ms. Derry?
Yes, thank you. So to recap, I know this is a project that's been proposed and talked about for quite some time, dating back to 2021, as I understand. The town worked with McGill Engineering, who is with us this evening, to develop a scope of work for water and sewer improvement projects, like I said, going back to 2021, to address which was a list of deficiencies that was outlined at that time. Along the way, scope was amended at different points in time to remove specifically the water and sewer projects along Main Street, to do as a standalone project, which has been done, and then, of course, add the replacement of the Mayview lift station with the generator as well. The town moved forward with working to obtain a USDA loan that was obligated funds in the amount of $4,565,000, and that was back on June 26th, 2024. An IFB has recently been issued and bids were open on August 4th, 2026. The construction piece of the project was originally estimated by McGill to be $3.1 million, and this is just for construction. 4 bids were received, and that tabulation was included in tonight's agenda packet for you to review. The lowest responsive bidder determined by McGill was in the amount of $4,373,000, which is significantly over budget. It's not in the realm where we would go back and even try to consider negotiation. The bids were just too high. I'm requesting council at this point in time to reject all bids that were received on August 4th, 2026 for this project. This will allow us to essentially step back, revisit the project scope, determine if any grants can be attained through EM, DEQ, or Appalachian Regional Commission. Those are just ones that we've identified. I've had conversations with the state today, and Margaret's been reaching out to EM, so we're trying to divide and conquer to determine on what is available before pursuing again the loan option. We do have a call scheduled tomorrow with the USDA to even determine if it's still an option for the loan because of the dollar amount, because of the timeline, and then if it's a viable option for the town. The original project timeline that was approved by the USDA had final completion slated for October 22nd, 2026. And this is meaning complete project closeout, which even if we were moving forward as you all had planned, it just seems unattainable to reach that milestone. So at this point, like I said, I'm recommending that we reject the bids tonight. This will also allow us to go out for bid for a line item bid as opposed to a lump sum bid. Again, it'll allow us a better opportunity to rack and stack priorities, see what we can maybe obtain through EM funding, like generators. That's an easy grant source for generators. And then also what we can maybe funnel to DEQ. And so those line items will allow us to accomplish that as well and see what we can and maybe cannot afford to do. And also talk about the scope again, what is needed. I understand we had a call yesterday. A priority is the Mayview lift station. according to staff, engineers, and our public works supervisor. So, and that's one of the highest ticket items. So it's going to be important to identify some grant fundings for that in particular.
Questions, council? Do I have a motion to reject the bids that were received?
I move that we reject the bids received.
Got a second?
Second.
Any additional discussion? Kat?
Aye.
David?
Aye.
Doug? Melissa?
Aye.
Got it.
Thank you.
All right, moving right along. ABC Vacancy Board appointments. Hillary?
I've got it for you. I think you all have in front of you who applied. So this will be to fill a vacant term. So if you were to fill one out and it was a tie, you have to take one and pass one down. There should be one for everybody. I took Wayne's out since he's not here. You just tally them and then I'll get them, or fill it out and then I'll tally them.
You want me to fill yours out?
Would you?
That's why you there marked as separate. Just-
They all sign them.
Oh, they didn't.
Yeah, they all sign them, so.
Gotcha.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, thank you.
Make sure you take Dave.
Take care. Thanks for your hard work.
See you, Dave.
Sorry. Waiting on the cat.
Pass that, sit down. That one counts as 2 votes. She's gonna seal it.
Why'd you sign it, Melissa?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a 5-minute recess so the votes can be tallied. And then so if you need to step out, we'll take 5 minutes.
Person selected is William Bill Aldinger, I think is how you say his last name. So he will serve the unexpired term.
Okay? Very good. All righty.
Aldinger.
Do I have a motion to approve the new board meeting, a board member?
So moved.
And the name is William Bill?
William Bill is what he goes by, Aldinger.
Okay. Would you put that in the minutes, please?
Of course I will.
Thank you, Hillary. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. Okay.
Aye.
David?
Aye.
Doug? Aye. Melissa?
Aye.
Okay. Moving right along, there's one thing I do want to say. Two people that recently came off of the ABC board. One was Susie Green. Susie Green had put in 20 years on the ABC board. And I tell you, that says a lot for someone to volunteer to put their time in. And since she had been on board, the ABC board just grew by leaps and bounds, and the store, and she did a really great job. And then working with her was Sylvia Tarlington. Sylvia put in 5 years, and they all worked really well together. And I would just like to say my thanks to Sylvia and Susie for the time that they spent on that board, bringing our ABC board and our store to the next level. So thank you so much, Sylvia and Susie, for the time that you put in. Okay. I guess we are near the end. Official reports. Guys, I'm going to start with the town manager.
Okay. Thank you. Couple software updates. I know I've been talking about iWorks the last couple meetings, and staff has started implementing that program, specifically Public Works in the planning department. They are using that internally right now for work orders and just tracking progress and scheduling everything. We've also initiated the module for fleet management. That'll be starting next week. So staff will be training on that next week, so that's exciting. The next part of this will be to roll out the public portal portion. So I anticipate being able to announce that soon. Staff is rolling around very nicely, so we're moving forward, and it's going well, so I'm happy on that front. Request for proposals, we initiated an RFP for enterprise resource planning software and implementation services. This went out on August 3rd. We're soliciting proposals from qualified vendors to provide a fully integrated enterprise resource planning solution. We're seeking to have a modern cloud-based platform that just consolidates a lot of the administrative functions like HR, our financial software package, all into one system, our utility billing, so that we're not using multiple platforms, and we're updating the financial services platform, which we know is outdated at this point. So we plan to have proposals due on August 31st. We anticipate a contract award in October and are projected to go live May 1st, 2027. Fire station roof, I reported on that previously. We issued the RFP back on June 10th. We received 2 bids, the lowest bid being $99,646. We reviewed those bids, and I have executed the contract and anticipate issuing a notice to proceed within the next week. So once it's started, we expect that the roof will be completed within 2 weeks, once they start working. So that project will be closed out. Crosswalks, I talked about those a little bit the last couple meetings as well. I previously reported the pavement application is on the NCDOT's approved list, which is good and will save us quite a bit of time. We've requested an updated proposal from the vendor. The original proposal did not address the issues on the side streets. Specifically, many of them have existing stamping on them, and the surface needs to either be completely taken out and milled, but we feel that they can do a skim coat of material over the existing application and fill in any gaps or voids. So we're waiting for them to provide an updated cost. McGill reached out to them last week and made that request, so I anticipate on having that for the next meeting. Small statues, the statues that were donated to the town have been installed at Broyhill. The signage arrived last week, and those were installed today. So that has been completed. Cellular service enhancements, been talking about that as well the last couple meetings. Blue Ridge Energy has been working with Verizon as the last phase. T-Mobile, AT&T has completed their part. Verizon is still on track to be completed by the end of October with installing those nodes to provide better coverage for self-service in areas that we struggle to have service. Their plan going forward and timeline, they feel like they just recently completed shops on the Parkway, so that's one that's been done since the last meeting, and they feel that they're going to be able to do 3 nodes every 2 weeks with 21 left to do. So they anticipate wrapping up in October. The Great Trail State Program grant, those documents were executed following the July council meeting, and this week I received a fully executed copy back from the state. So next steps will be construction drawings and the environmental review. Weather event, as everyone knows, we had a significant amount of rain August 1st and August 2nd. Public Works worked throughout the event. We estimate we had 9.5 inches of rain, so they worked to clear debris from the roadway, clear ditches, and washouts that occurred on several areas. Church Street was noted, as well as a couple areas, and an asphalt repair on Moore Street. So that was done as well. Policies, a significant amount of time has been spent on reviewing policies and contracts as well. We have completed a draft purchasing payable policy and procedures manual. That will be coming before council in September. But I'd like to thank staff for their assistance on that front and cooperation. We're working through getting ready to just work and test out the purchasing policy here coming up in the next few weeks. That way we'll be confident when we come before council in September with the final draft that it is a workable solution for everyone. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Questions, council? Well, excellent job. Town manager's doing a great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
And my hat's off to Public Works for the, I felt like we were revisiting Helene when that rain came through. Particularly when I got the calls that the ABC store was flooding. That was pretty extreme, but everybody got things straightened up quickly. And my hat's off to the citizens for being patient and our Public Works for working so hard. So, yeah.
I don't have anything.
David?
I just want to reiterate what Mayor Sellers said about Jeff Walker and Todd Rice at Boone Brewing, and their willingness, their patience and collaboration on getting this land transfer. This is a major step toward getting an ambulance base in Blowing Rock. And want to extend my thanks to the town council for moving this forward, especially Doug Matheson. Doug worked tirelessly over the decades to get this done, but most recently was the prime liaison with the county and negotiated a number of different issues and just went beyond the call of duty. So thank you, Doug. That's all I have.
Very good. Thanks, David. Doug?
I hate to speak, as David said, I was always full of gloom and doom when I give you a little update, as I do also as being a representative of the league. Couple of things that have to deal with the town. The legislatures, dismissed till after the elections now, but before they left, they made some modifications to Senate Bill 257 having to do with some appropriation grants, and they're saying if some of the towns have those grants, they better check into them to make sure everything, where their status was with them. They've repealed the stormwater provisions that was enacted earlier this year. And they increased the time period for site-specific vesting from 2 years to 5 years. And the federal government has passed down through the SNAP program, which is Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program. The shortfalls now was passed down to the state, and so the state in turn decided to pass down the shortfalls to the towns and the counties. And this past year, that would have meant $51 million that would have been paid back through the towns and counties. So another thing for Margaret I can see her smiling back there, it's North Carolina is the only state that passed it on to the local governments and counties. And so I'll try and leave on a good note for Chief Kirk, is that they did give a one-time bonus to ABC officers, law enforcement officers, of $1,750, which is nice. They're very deserving. But in turn, they gave a little headache for Margaret again, is they changed their special allowance. When a police officer, let's say, retires at the age of 56, he gets a special separation allowance from then to the age of 62 to supplement his pay up to what he was making before retirement. What they have done now is they're allowing them to come back into the system if they so choose and freeze that separation. So they could come back in, and instead of it ending at the age of 62 at early Social Security, they could carry it on until that total time that was vested is spent. So some good news for them, but more headaches for your finance officer. Other than that.
Thank you, Doug. Melissa?
I just want to say, Alice and Margaret, thank you so much for all that you're doing to get policies and everything in place. We're very grateful to have you. I want to commend the minds that came up with a creative solution to the ambulance situation and thank the county for that. Now, if we can only put our minds together and come up with a creative solution for our other 40-year-old debacle of parking. So, anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. Joy? All right. Well, council, if there's nothing else, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
This meeting is adjourned. Thank you, council. Thank you.